Hi all, welcome to Chess 24/7 and you are encountering another stream for the weekend. And today we'll aim at getting to 2150. First of all, let me just play some non-copyright music, otherwise I'll get some copyright claims. I should have made I should have made the necessary settings before starting out with the stream, but anyhow. Um okay, let's just split this maybe. Yeah. I'm not sure if I'll get a copyright strike, but anyhow. It's a copyright claim, not a strike, I believe. I'm not sure which one I get, so it's not such a big issue. But in some cases, the video gets blocked. So yeah, the other thing that I want to make sure is that my banner, yeah, is working properly. I just don't know what's the issue with it. I spent like a minute or so on this. Awesome. Okay, the other thing is, yeah. Anyhow, let's get started with the puzzles before we begin with our games. So we are playing with white pieces here. Now, one good idea is to capture on b6 followed by rook f8. That would be a mate. So let's see, pawn b6. You can play something like knight d7, which protects f8. Also, c5 could be an option at some point of time. And right now, black is not threatening me anything. Yeah, there's some pressure on g2. This pawn is a pass pawn, but there are no major threats like one move or two move threats. So bishop, let's say my bishop is doing a great job on b4. So let's say pawn b6, knight d7. And let's say rook f8, king f8, pawn b6 check. He can just go back to g8 and there is no threat. Pawn b6, knight b7, and then b6, b7. Pawn b6, knight d7, b7, rook b8. Hmm. Pawn b6, knight bd7, rook d5, pawn d5, and then also I don't have anything. Yeah, I was thinking my bishop is on f1, but it's on g2 at the moment. Okay, pawn b6, knight bd7, b7, rook b8, bishop d6 is there, rook b7. Even then I'm not sure how to go about this. Mm, 54. Bishop e4, pawn e4, d5, pawn d5, and c6. But then he also has rook f6 and then c7, but then knight bd7. Yeah. Hmm. I'll continue with pawn b6 because I have to make a move. That's why. That is not the move. Rook f8 takes. Oh, wow. Clever. So, this is one of those typical puzzles where there's pressure on the king side. So, pawn. I'm thinking about pawn g6. F pawn captures. Bishop captures. Pawn captures. And knight f7, king f7. Pawn takes. King e7 is there. And g7. Then the knight can move to d7 maybe. Even then I'm not getting anything with pawn push to g8. So let's see, bishop takes g6. F pawn takes on g6. Pawn takes g6. Pawn takes g6. Even then. And knight h7. Knight h7. Pawn g5. F pawn captures. Pawn g6. He can play rook d7, queen c7, something like that. Then. And knight f7 looks also interesting. King f7. Pawn g5. Check. If he tries to run away with king e7. Hey Ryan, how are you doing, man? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. King e7, I've got queen g5. King d7 is there. Hmm. Also, there is no threat to takes and taking on e6 because the rook is having an eye on that pawn. Thanks for tuning in by the way, Ryan. Nice to have you on stream. So we are solving puzzles here. The idea is to get to 2400 today if we can. And knight h7 looks good, but knight h7, pawn g5, pawn g5, bishop g, sorry, pawn g6, bishop g6, and then he can even go back to f8. Pawn takes, let's say the f pawn takes, bishop takes, pawn g6, knight cannot take, so the pawn has to capture back. Knight h7, knight h7, pawn g6, pawn g6, bishop g6. Queen c7 is there, attacking my bishop. Wait, knight h7, knight h7, pawn g5, pawn g6, sorry, pawn g6, and then queen takes a g6, check. But better would be pawn g6, let's say the f pawn takes, bishop g6, pawn g6, but then I can't take on g6 because the knight is there. So maybe knight h7, knight h7, pawn g5, pawn g6, pawn g6. Why do I keep saying pawn g5? Bishop g6, or maybe knight h7, pawn g6, pawn g6, bishop g6. What? Okay, this is confusing, man. Let's do it one step at a time. Knight h7, knight h7, pawn g6, pawn g6, queen g6, check. Now the king has two options, h8 or f8. Let's say he tries to run away with h8. Because king h8 is met with queen h7 mate. So king h8. And then we capture on h7 maybe. But we're down a rook. Anyhow, let's go for this. We capture with the pawn. And now I can also capture on f7 check, but then the king captures. So maybe g7 should be the move. Because even if knight h7, then queen h7 is going to be mate. Awesome. So rook comes to h3 is met with rook g1, but my bishop can then take that. Rook h3 is what I'm thinking about. Rook h3, how does he defend g3? He can't. Yeah. The other idea could be to play something like to capture on c2 with the idea of playing rook f2, and that would be a mate also. And if I play rook h2, the moment I play rook c2 or h2, he'll play rook d2. So maybe rook h3 is better here. And yeah, I think this looks better. Rook h3. Now I can capture on g3 first and then pick up the rook. Also I can capture on c2, but then he has got rook d2, saving the rook. So let's just capture it. Yeah. Awesome. So bishop f4 looks extremely good here, attacking h2. And how does white respond to bishop f4 here? Yeah. Hi SMBCH, nice to have you on stream. It's always pleasure to have someone watching the stream. So yeah, bishop f4 is what I'm thinking about. And how does he defend? Maybe rook g2. Rook g2 is bad because I can play rook g2 and this knight is pinned. Yeah, so bishop f4, yeah. Bishop f4 looks good. Okay, I can capture and rook cap and pawn captures and then rook captures. Back. Or if there's something better, let's say rook captures, pawn captures, bishop g3. There's still some pressure on g2. I'm not exactly sure how white would respond to that. Yeah. Awesome. So we are in 2400. That's a big achievement for me. Okay, so this looks like white is not doing good here because it's a rook pawn, which is a pass pawn. And I can anytime play king f7, which will be a draw. Anyhow, this pawn is not promoting because I have my king on f8. King f7 is technically a draw here. So the other thing could be to play b5, exchange, takes, and then just keep pushing my pawns. b5 if king g6 he tries to activate, I can capture on a4 even if he tries to get the opposition with king f6. a3 takes, and then I play c4, and my opponent's king is way off the square of the pawn, and I have the a pawn on a6, so the my opponent's pawn on the a file will also not help. Yeah. So maybe pawn b5. Okay, it's just king f7. King g6. King f6, my bad. Yeah, and we play this. But then what's the problem with b5 directly? Let's see. Let's turn on the engine here. My rating in rapid is 2140. So yeah, I only play rapid by the way on leeches. Captures, and king g6. What's the problem with this? Okay, maybe he gets nice. Didn't see this one. I guess it was a pretty easy puzzle. I should have seen that. Okay, so my opponent's queen is attacked on b7. Yep, thanks, man. By the way, if you want to play a game with me, we can go for that. Just ping me your Leechess username. I will issue you a challenge. So yeah, yeah. So bishop b5 check is there. Hmm. And my rook on a8 is also hit. So that's also something I need to keep in consideration. Although it's right now protected. Okay, awesome, man. Okay, let me just go for this. But I'm loaded. That's perfectly fine, man. I mean, the more you play, the better you get. That's what I see. Hey, you have only played 2 Blitz games. Could be that this is a new account of yours and leeches. Okay, let me issue you a challenge. It's going to be a casual game since you said you are low rated, so I don't want to go for any ratings this time. Let's play 10-0. Yeah, will that work? And this is a casual, right? Yeah. And the reason I play rapid, and I would suggest if you're low rated to go for rapid and don't play blitz that much because, in my opinion, you won't learn a lot. Come on, this is the third game in a row since yesterday, and I'm getting black again. Anyhow, let's go for my favorite perk defense. Okay, wait, let me just make some changes here. This is better. Okay. Ah. Looks like I've made some mistake. Let's see if. Oh wow. Let's see if I was about to say if white can capitalize, but I guess now it's okay. I always get confused between. Okay, let's just play h6. If queen d2, then we'll see how to go about this. Let's just castle now. If he wants to capture on f7, that's fine. Oh, so he's getting a little aggressive now. Okay, let's see. So he's putting a lot of pressure here. Let's just. Okay, I don't like e6, but I guess I have to. Yeah, now it's going to be. There are going to be fireworks on both sides of the board. Let's see. That's fine. Oh my goodness, I made a mistake once again. Hmm. Maybe my opponent is he wants me to believe that he's low rated. He's playing decent, by the way, as of now. Maybe better. Could be the case. Okay, fine. But now I get to play f5, right? And maybe this is not the best move for black. Sorry, for white. I think I need to work on my opening. In fact, I have been learning a few openings lately, but didn't get a chance to play any of those. Now, Queen G6 could be an idea. Yeah, but let's just if Queen G6. Okay, there's some pressure on G7. Yeah, and now I can just play. I'm not sure. Maybe let's come back to D7 to protect everything. And now there's some pressure on F2, so I guess it's kind of mandatory to capture on F7 with the queen. Yeah. And since G3 has been played, this diagonal has been weakened. Yep. Wait, what? He doesn't want to capture? Fine. And now this pawn is weak. This pawn is okay, not weak, but this F2 pawn is definitely weak. Yeah, he can play something like oh fish, come on! I don't want to. Let's just call it a day. Maybe resign. Good game, man. Good game. Let's go for a rematch. It's going to be epic. Okay, let's go for knight f3 here. Yeah. Let's see if I can implement some of the learnings. So you have d5 here in the d5 category right now. Okay, so this is some sort of a London system maybe with c6, bishop f5 or directly bishop f5. Okay, so this is some sort of a um, Torre attack. I hope I pronounced that word correctly. Okay, so since bishop is there, I can castle also, yeah? Let's just castle now. Hmm? Okay, so in Tori, I guess the idea is to open up the board. Mhm. So there's going to be some attack on the opposite side of the board. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. I hope my opponent is not stream sniping me. And I have to develop my bishop also. Hmm. Okay. I. Hmm. Okay. Can I go for a draw? I'm not sure if I can. What? I'm going to hide this stream. This is not going to be on YouTube anymore, man. 2-0. Wow. Good game, man. Good game. What can I say? Hey, have I played you? I'm not sure if I've played you. Lol, I'm so lucky. No, you're not lucky. You are doing good, man. Uh, give credit where it's due. Maybe I have to get back into the game. I really want to. Okay, let's go. Okay, now this is. Come on, don't go for bishop g5. I mean, that should be fine if he goes for bishop g5 here. Yeah, nice. Now queen d2 and he'll castle probably because apparently he has been winning when attacking on my king side. So yeah, why not go for that? Now it's a multi-purpose move, defense, and it helps me to attack. Now I'm threatening a3 or a4 could be one of those moves. Hmm. Let's see. Let's just open a few lines against my opponent's king. Fine. Um. Hmm. Okay. Now I have some few avenues. Now the only question is where is he going to deploy his a3 knight. c4 is a good option. Yeah. Also, this helps me to pin the knight and kind of protect h5. He has to make some sacrifices, some heavy sacrifices, to get some play. Now, if I look at this a3 knight, he's kind of out of the game. Um, yeah, but at least he's not getting any action that easily on the queen side. Fine. So f3 is the idea here. Could be. Hmm. Okay. Nice. And now it's not that easy for both sides because the queens are going to be exchanged, I believe. Let's see how White responds to this now. Oh, yeah, okay. F3 looks not that bad, I would say. Nice. Let's give our bishop some scope. and improve this bishop's position. Now let's see, he has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. I've got 3, 6 pawns. So materially we are equal. My pawn structure is though bad, I would say. There's some pressure on f7. Okay. And as I was saying, I'm up the exchange. I lost a pawn. Okay, this is bad. Hmm. It just defend everything. And now it's just a matter of time before white resigns. And now it's just very easy because, yeah, there we go. I'm not sure if I should go for a rematch, but yeah, let's go for it. Let's see. Good game though, no doubt. Okay, maybe he doesn't want to play. We'll wait for like another 10 seconds or so. Oh yeah, we have a match. Knight g3, knight f3, my bad. Yeah. g3. Is he going to go for the Tory attack? Okay, it's some sort of a different attack in this position. Let's just throw a question to this bishop. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So is he going to go for? Come on, dude. Are you going to castle on the queen side once again just because? Okay, what can I say then? Hmm. Okay. Now this bishop's diagonal is kind of closed. I think rook e1 has been played for a special reason. Let's see if my opponent finds that. Oh, he doesn't. Okay. Now h5 is the idea. Yeah. And I'm not afraid. Go for h4, brother. Let's see what you got there. Hmm. But this is bad, I believe, because of this. And b5 doesn't work because knight d6, pawn d6, and then I capture. So what you think the plan for black is a little murky here. Yeah, h4, I got g5 there. Sacrifice, okay, maybe, could be. Let's just capture here. Oh, let's see. g4, knight g4, pawn g4, queen g4 is there. Yeah, that looks a little dangerous. So maybe. Hmm. g4, knight g4, pawn g4, queen g4. And if I capture on, let's say, 6, h3 could be played there. Okay, let's just go for this. If takes, back. And now I think a lot of ideas are there for the both side. Although the pawn on d4 is right now under attack, the knight is also under attack. And the b7 pawn is also there. But can I capture on b7 if he captures on g3? And let's see if he captures on f2. I've got queen f2 there. Yeah, now his rook is it. Okay, nice. What is he doing exactly? Let's just go for that. Okay. Fine. So he has got 4 pawns. I have got 4 pawns. So materially we are equal. Maybe I missed some good moves there. I have to go back to see if I missed anything. And what if he tries to go for knight goes to d7? Can I exchange on d7 rook takes? Yeah, I think I can, because then I have a good center with these 2 pawns and I have the bishop here. So that should be the way to go. Probably I should try to exchange one of my bishops, divide bishop basically, to neutralize white's threat. Your rook. Not sure what you're exactly referring to, but anyhow. Yeah, the knight d7 looks good here. Try to exchange of the queens. Mhm. So can't I just capture on d5? d5. What is he going to do? What checks are available in the position? Let's go for this. Let's see if black has something here. Mhm. Come on, don't tell me I'm losing another game. Looks like we are. It was a pretty good position, I would say, for me. I just gave it away in the last few moves. If I draw this, I'm going to be really disappointed. I'm a rook up. But maybe we can just handle the situation. Mm-hmm. Now let's just force an exchange because I'm materially up, so why not go for it? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Okay. So you can capture either of my pawns. I think I played this game really badly, man. I was up a rook. I made a lot of tactical errors. I think I'm under pressure, man, to be honest, because I've lost the first two games. So yeah, could be the case. But anyhow, let's continue with this. Okay, so he's down on time as well. Hmm. This is bad for black. I think there were a lot of mistakes from both the sides. Fairly disappointed with this game. Yeah, let's give him some time. Let's just have some fun with him. That's why not? Awesome, awesome. Pretty good game. Let's just go back quickly, have a look at the game. I think, yeah, so I really, are you a student? Yeah, no, I am not a student. I work at Gartner, Bangalore. So yeah, not a student anymore. Yeah, so now this is pretty interesting. Let's see what the computer suggests in this position. Okay, I should capture which I captured with the knight. Yeah, okay, now what about this? And queen takes. And what about this? But then, yeah, awesome. Nice. So this should have been played. I was a little afraid. I mean, for an engine, it might be easier to see this, but yeah. Okay, yeah. So this is what the computer had suggested. Now, is this a good move? Yeah. And what about King C6? Should I bring my other rook into the game? Yeah, looks good here. Yeah, let's say pawn takes. Then what do I have? So king goes there. Yeah, rook C7. I think a mate would come in. Awesome. And now we can go for a lot of different ways to mate. Nice. Then it should be a mate. Anyhow, good game. Let me see if he's online. Let me offer him a rematch. If he is online now, looks like he's not. That was pretty good. Anyhow, let's go back to puzzles. I think I have to work on my tactics a lot, man. I think the first two games were just, I don't know. It wasn't that the position was bad, but it's just that I just gave away. Didn't know how to win good positions. Anyhow, so it's white to play in this position. I think queen h8 is pretty good because king g6, and then I can pick the rook there, yeah. But queen h8, king g6, and then queen g8 maybe, and then let's say, but then the king can come to h5 or f5, one of those moves, yeah. There's a lot of pressure on h2, though it's defended right now, but it's not because knight h2 and my rook cannot take, but then the queen is hit, so maybe rook h2, knight h2 check, king h2, and then he might have a few ideas with queen d2 maybe. So yeah, let's go for queen h8 first. That's not the right move. You know, nice, nifty. Yeah, bish. Nice, nifty. So I have got knight e5 check there, but king f6 is there. Oh wait, knight d5 attacking the rook, also threatening mate. Why is this not working? It's a move then. Then this full fall, if he comes here, then this check. No, but then what's the problem with king d knight d5 here? Oh yeah, I can pin the pawn. Okay. He's threatening me a mate. Can't stop the mate, right? So maybe king f7 is the move. But even if he manages to play queen h8, I've got king f7 there, yeah. But if I take on e5, he can just play his rook to f8. But then like, I can just exchange, yeah. So that's not a threat if you think about this. Um, a rook is it though, yeah. Maybe I can protect the rook by going to king rook e7, yeah. But let's say rook e7, queen h8, king f7. He has got bishop h6 there, yeah. h6. Maybe rook d8. Because if bishop f6, then I've got what? I don't have bishop f8 because knight f8 is there. Hmm. I'll play rook e7 here maybe because that way. Is it rook d8? Or maybe it's not. I'm not sure how to go about this, man. It's a move. Why bishop f5 though? What's the problem with rook e7 there? He just castles. Oh yeah, now he's actually threatening me because if yeah now there are a lot of threats. I didn't calculate he could castle also. Knight d5, knight d5, bishop b4 check. Should be it, yeah. Why doesn't this work? I'm saving the queen, right? Okay. Hmm. The idea is to get to 2400 before I end the stream. Okay. So I don't have a dark bishop, and this bishop on c3 is creating a lot of problems. Now I didn't. One idea is knight e4, hit the bishop. Bishop, let's say, goes to I don't know, like maybe d4 there. The knight g3, pawn g3 could be an idea. I'm not sure though. But my opponent also has some light square weaknesses. Knight e4, bishop d4, and queen h3 there maybe. With the idea of knight g3, pawn g3, queen g3 check. King goes to h1, queen check. I'm not sure. Hmm. I'm not sure how to. I mean, what's the objective of this puzzle? That's the issue here. This is strange, man. I have no clue, so I'll capture on d5 with my knight. Is a knight e4. What's a move? I don't even see the what do I achieve? What's the point of this? And if I just continue with, let's say, rook h3 here. Oh yeah, he can eliminate the knight. let's take some baby steps. Yeah, let's just focus all our attention on this puzzle. We'll think about reaching 2400 later on, but let's just focus on this position. Yeah. So what do we have? My opponent is having a queen. I have a rook. So if you look at the position, I have a rook and a queen, bishop against my opponent's queen. He has got 1, 2, 3, 5 pawns. I have also 5 pawns. So materially, we are almost equal. And my opponent's king is also exposed. Mhm. Okay, let's see. Bishop e6 looks very interesting. Why? Because the king is kind of forced to move to e1 and then rook g1 check. Now rook f1 does not work because my bishop is also looking at that square. So after this, he has to move to d1. And now, in fact, he can't. He has to move to d2. My bad. Yeah. And now I have some discoveries with my bishop. So let's just imagine bishop e6, bishop, my bad, d3, king e1, rook g1, king d2. So my rook is cutting off the last rank. If I move my bishop to, let's say, back to e4, check, he can play king c3, but then I have rook check. Yeah, this looks good, man. This looks good. I'll be back in a moment, guys. Okay, so yeah, this should be the move. And now rook check. Is this? Oh yeah, this is better here in this position. But I guess if I go back to the previous puzzle, if I can, it looks like I can. So yeah, bishop check, and let's just go for this and take stakes. Yeah. Let me just go back and let me just analyze this position with my move order check. But then he has got, yeah, if he comes here, bishop check. Oh yeah, you can just actually. I thought my rook on d4 is protected. Anyhow, okay, this is something I don't like, endgame puzzles. So I have to play f5 here. I'm not have to, but I can play king f3 there. Let's see, king d6. The other idea could be to capture on g5, pawn g5, and then play f5 check, which forces him to go to, let's say, d6, king f3, king. I'm not sure. If and what if I just play f5 directly, pawn f5 and pawn f5? That also looks good, yeah, because my opponent will be in kind of a zugzwang. I'm not sure if he can really enter. But if I play f5, he can also play king f7 there. And then if I capture, I can play king f3. That is also nice, right? Wow. Oh, Doors but no cigar. Okay, so there are some tactics along my opponent's king position. Rook e4, queen e4. But what about knight f6? But then he has got knight f6 and then the rook is protected kind of, right? Knight h6, pawn h6 is there. And if I play f3 here, f3 looks good there. f3, how does he defend his knight? And there are no checks available. Yeah. f3 looks damn good, yeah, in this position. f3 hits the knight and then directly attack the rook. What's the move? But what's the problem with f3? Okay, then it's going to be perpetual with this, maybe? I have dropped a lot in today's puzzle rush. Maybe. Okay, you know what? Let's just solve this last puzzle. If we do it, it's great. If we don't, then it's fine. Yeah, my opponent has some back rank issues. I'm thinking about rook a3. It's the bishop also goes for rook a1. Because any other move I make, he can play g3, h3, g4, h4, any of those moves. And rook a1 should be the move. Because there's no way to defend the bishop. Yeah, okay, he can play something like rook d7 there, no doubt. But I've got rook e3 there. I'm threatening a mate. Even if he plays something like this, I still get to... Yeah, I'll win the bishop there. Awesome. Okay, let's reach 2350 maybe. And then I'll solve the remaining puzzles tomorrow morning maybe. Off stream, yeah? Okay. So there are quite a good options. I mean, rook d4 is there. Rook g5 is there. Queen c7 is there. But queen c7 I'm not sure because king h6 and then what? And then what? Queen c7, king h6. Rook g5, pawn g5, let's say. And rook g5, pawn g5, queen c7, king h6. Still don't get anything, yeah? Rook g5, pawn g5, rook d4, rook d4, queen, d4 check is there. There's something going on around my opponent's king. I can just sense it, but I just can't put my finger onto it. Rook d4, rook d4, queen d4, rook b5, pawn b5 is there. Queen c7, king h6. Rook c7, queen c7, king h6, queen comes to e7. Rook b5, pawn b5. f6 is hit. He can save f6 in a lot of ways. Rook f4 is there. So is what? Queen c6 then. Okay, queen c6 is not available because of pawn b5. But yeah, I don't see anything. But rook d4, rook d4, queen d4, rook b5, pawn b5 is there. Wow, I can't see anything there. Rook b5, sorry, rook g5, pawn g5, rook d4, rook d4, queen d4 check, king h6 is there. Rook g5, pawn g5, queen c7, king h6. And then what? I'm not sure, but still I'll go for this. Okay, so it's rook d4, what, queen c7, and then take here. And then what? Let's see. Wow, I'm threatening a mate in one there. Nice. Hmm. I can also go for e5 here. Yeah, e5 looks good. Maybe he can castle there. So right now he has got 1, 2, 3, and 4. I have to recapture. I can capture with this. But e5 looks good here because my opponent's king is in the center of the board. And if he castles, I capture on f6. Pawn f6. Bishop h6. Rook e8. Queen check is there then. Yeah. Okay. Now I can capture with check. And f3 is still, I'm going to capture it on the next move maybe. Nice. Okay, it's kind of a Vancouver position, but it's luck to move in this position. And the problem is king a6 comes with king h3, rook h3, king f3, rook f3, and then he promotes. So I can't bring my king to any of these squares. Similarly to any of the squares, I get a rook check. So king g1, maybe rook comes to g8 there, forcing me to capture, and then he also captures back. Yeah. The other option is go for rook a1 check, but then he has got a lot of options. King d2 and king e2. Those are the two options. But let's say king d2, and then what? King f. Let's see. King f3. Rook f8 check. King comes to e3, and he can't promote because of rook a1 mate. But then he can promote, right? Because if he promotes to h8 queen, I capture back. He captures the rook, and g2 is there. Rook g1, king f3, but then he's got king f1 there. No, he doesn't have king f1. Um, but then rook check can come into play. I think it could be a draw for at least for the black side. But can I go for some sort of a Lucina position in this position? Because I can go for rook e6 check. King comes to, let's say, I don't know, d2 maybe. King f3, rook f8 check. Maybe king g1, he promotes. I go for g2, but then that's not happening. King f3 looks good. Rook f8. King goes to e3. I'm threatening a mate, so he promotes. Rook a8, rook a8, and g2. And I'm threatening to promote and basically to checkmate on the next move. So he can't. So maybe he goes for rook g8. I can play king f3 there. And then rook comes to f8 check. I can still go for king g3. I think it will be a draw then. Yeah, because of the king position, white's king position. That's one way to go about this. So I can at least go for a draw there. But let's see. Rook a1 check, king, let's say, I'm not sure, let's say king d2, rook a2 check, and we can go for a draw that way also. Rook e6 check, king let's say d2, king goes to, let's say, rook d6 check. He improves his position with king e3 maybe. Rook check, king b4, and then I am running out of checks, and probably he'll get to b5 at some point of time. I'll take my chances with king f3 here. What's the move here? Okay, what's the idea here? And let's try out that variation where I was thinking about king f3 check. I come here, yeah. He promotes to a queen, let's say. I take back, he takes back, and now g2. And now how does he defend? I'm still threatening. Oh yeah, he can just go there. Nice. Should we call it a day? I think we should. We should. Let's call it a day. It's not so good today, but anyhow, that's part of the process. And yeah, with that said, let's call it a day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And if you liked what you saw, then do give my channel a shot. I